Hey everybody, welcome to The Last Word. I'm Tor Thorson.
And I'm Tim Surratt, beckoning you to enter our den of iniquity, or as we like to call it, the old newsroom.
We'll not mince words this week. The much ballyhooed worldwide November PlayStation 3 launch has hit a serious snag. Well, two serious snags to be precise. First off is the fact that it's no longer worldwide. Yes, just like the PlayStation 2 and the original PlayStation before it, the PS3 will come out in Japan first, North America second, and Europe dead last. This week, Sony announced that the console won't arrive across the Atlantic until March 2007. That new launch date also applies to Russia, Africa, and Australasia, as well as the Middle East, meaning a good quarter of the United Nations is cursing right now in about 30 languages. So what's the reason for the delay? Sony cited problems with the production of the diodes of the PS3's blue laser drives as the principal culprit. You know, those same manufacturing problems that pushed the PS3's launch back from its original spring 2006 launch to November 2006. And also delayed the launch of the next-gen format Blu-ray disc players, which Sony was supposed to launch this summer, but pushed back till, well, later this summer. Curse you, video gods! Why must you make us wait for high-def hitch? But while many are grumbling about the PS3 being based on an untested video format, Sony says that's part of the console's appeal. The PlayStation 3 is a revolutionary as well as evolutionary product. If we were simply putting out PlayStation 2.1, it would be much easier to hit a worldwide launch, said a rep. As it was, Ken Kutaragi set very ambitious goals for the PS3, based on what he felt we could achieve. The simple fact is many of the components for the PS3, particularly the blue laser diode, have never been produced on a mass scale before. You see, it's not their fault, people. They're charting untested waters. Did you curse Captain Kirk for boldly going where no man had gone before?
I did actually, but anyways. Europe may have gotten the old proverbial shaft, but to make an utterly inappropriate remark, the US and Japan got a little taste of the tip. The good news is the PS3 will stay on course for world domination in those two regions, still making its debut in Japan on November 11th and the US on November 17th. But instead of beating retail into the ground, it may just be giving it a little wet willy. Sony had initially expected 2 million PS3s to be ready for its worldwide launch. Well, looks like they overestimated just a bit. Ken Kutaragi said the company will now serve up 500,000 units for PS3 Day, with 400,000 headed over here to the US and 100,000 set aside for Japan. Where is the love for the home country, Sony? Still, Kutaragi claims that these figures are more than what Microsoft had for the Xbox 360 launch, and just slightly less than what Sony had for the PlayStation 2 launch.
Remember the PlayStation 2 launch? It was just like it was yesterday.
Hey guys, look what I got for the new PlayStation 2s, man! Hey man, look I was 10th in line. I waited outside for 3 days, I camped out, I failed 2 exams, I lost my job. But look we can play Ridge Racer! Guys! Hey guys! Guys, wait for me! Guys!
Well, I know that looked bad, but the joke was on them though, man. That PS2, discrete error, booyah! Guess I show those fools.
Such a misspent youth. As for myself, I have fond memories of the Xbox 360 launch. That was exciting, wasn't it?
Hello? Oh man, no, I already got one. Yeah, I was at the launch event, 0 hour. I got one like 3 days before everyone else. I don't have to wait in any lines. I'm Tim Surratt from GameSpot News. Come on, please. Yeah, dude, I already got a gamer score of like 400, dude. What's a gamer score? Oh, you're gonna be all over it when you get one. Yeah, check it out. Alright, later, Mr. Jeff Gerstmann.
Sony also adjusted its North American PS3 numbers for the end of the calendar year. The company's new head of corporate communications, Dave Karacker, told MTV that people shouldn't fixate on the day one allocation number. They should instead be more interested in the overall units available through the holidays, which will be 1 million to 1.2 million. Karacker also said that Sony will provide retail supply week over week with no dips in available stock. A not-so-obvious jab at the Xbox 360 launch. According to NPD numbers, Microsoft sold just over 325,000 360s in the first 5 days after its November 22, 2005 launch. However, only about 281,000 360s made it to US retailers during the rest of the year, bringing its grand 2005 total to 607,000, roughly half of which Sony says it will ship in the US this year. That is, unless they have more laser diode production problems between now and November.
Ooh, snap! This week's rumor is another delay, but this one is simply a game, not a home entertainment device that will take over your entire life in 1080p. Xbox 360 racing fans are all over Forza Motorsport too, Microsoft's answer to Gran Turismo. The ultra-realistic racer is currently scheduled to be released this November, just in time to fiddle around with the Xbox 360 wireless steering wheel. Unfortunately, as Johnny Fanboy can tell you, schedules change. On a thread on the Gaming Age forums, a few wheelmen were debating the authenticity of some new Forza 2 screens. The Forza team's community manager, Shay, formerly of Electronic Gaming Monthly, chimed in to confirm that yes, they are indeed real. But he also may have let slip that the game is being delayed. He flat out said Forza 2 would not make its holiday release. But, being that he wrote it as a user on a public forum, the statement can't be necessarily taken as official. Okay, now that that's out of the way, let me tell you why this is as good as official. The original Forza was delayed like a billion times. Good racing games are always delayed a billion times. Shay says to expect an announcement sometime at X06, so that sounds good to me. Not bogus. With Brendan Off and Austin forming his new Bob Dylan cover band, we're gonna throw it over to us a few days from now to recap all the late breaking news. Me?
Hey, man.
Jeez, you look awful.
You mean you look awful. You don't know it yet, but you're going to be in so much pain on Sunday morning.
What do you mean?
Listen, just trust me. Do not go out on Saturday night, dude. It seems like fun at the time, but trust me, do not. It sucks.
But I'm gonna go see Cold War Kids that night and then hit up my friend's party.
Oh, no, the show is fine. That's fun and all. But that girl you meet after, let's just say she's got a little secret.
All aboard the Transcontinental Express.
Hey, pal, man, things that much better for you that night. You ever been in a Mexican jail?
No.
Oh, man, your answer's gonna be different in a few days. Woo! On to the news, baby. Woo!
Oh my God. Great, just what I needed, a story with a lot of math. Okay, MPD released the numbers for August, and what do you know, they were good. Hey, great. The numbers were up 17.5% from last year, and non-PC software raked in $397 million in the month. Current-gen software, which does not include games for the DS and PSP, made $249 million of that, and next-gen software, i.e. Xbox 360, DS, and PSP, took in $148 million. Can you guess what made the most cash for that month? Duh! Madden. It was a real touchdown at retail. And it rushed almost 2 million copies out of stores in its first week. The game really tackled the competition and totally defensive interference EA sales up 5%. Wait, that last one didn't make any sense. Other notable sellers were Dirge of Cerberus and Dead Rising. As for platforms, the DS proved mighty thanks in large part to the continued success of New Super Mario Bros. And Brain Age. Analysts say about 200,000 Xbox 360s were sold during the month, and Wedbush Morgan's Michael Pachter predicts the console will sell somewhere between 3.35 and 3.9 million units by year's end. The DS was the only console to post substantial year-on-year improvement, with most current systems taking nosedives compared to August 2005. Hey, how about some Wii news? Okay then, the Broadway processor that will power the machine is in Nintendo's hands finally, meaning that the company is that much closer to rolling out the console. That's all the bandwidth I have for today, so back to me in the studio. And don't forget to drink water before you go to bed.
Ay, no me gusta el lock up de Tijuana. I don't know what all the fuss was about anyway. I barely touched that underage midget teenage hooker, or her donkey. For GameSpot News, I'm Tor Thorson.
And I'm Tim Surratt, back from the future. For all the latest game news and rumors, like new Vice City story details and all the new latest developments from the Austin Games Conference down in Texas, mosey on over to news.gamespot.com. We'll see you next week. Vaya con Dios, partners.
Who was that masked man?